G'day guys, welcome back to the Thirsty Mason. Today, a bit different kind of video. We're just going to tell a story. So I want everyone to go out, grab a bottle of wine that they just truly enjoy. We're not here for education tonight. We're just here to shoot the shit. I'll be enjoying a glass of Chardonnay Verdelho from the Halton Vineyard. Video for Verdelho coming in soon. Right now, we're not gonna be talking about the wine. We're just gonna tell a story. Fucking sexy. This is the story about why I can't make a fist ever again. Now, if you notice, as I close my hand, my pinky does not curl anymore. And if you ever go through my videos, you'll notice that whenever I drink a wine, I always got my pinky out. It's not because I'm trying to be fancy or anything. It's literally because I can't close my hand around things. The story goes like this. When I was 20, as all 20-year-old boys go, I ended up becoming obsessed with anything that has a sharp cutting edge. And so I started tinkering away inside my workshed, mucking around, and started practicing making simple knives, just using a carbide grinding wheel. And then over a series of years, I just got better and better at it. By the time I was 22, I had finally crafted a knife that I was quite proud of. Now, my uncle is a very skilled butcher, and I figured I would take the knife and let him go test it out and tell me what his opinion was on it. As I was driving there, my mother gives me a call, and we're a big Lebanese family. So when she gives me a call, I'm expecting it's usually to pick something up. Sure enough, she goes, "We've got a barbecue going on, and I need you to go grab some meat from the butcher's." Our usual butcher, without getting into too much detail, I'm not going to go tell you the location of the guy's house so you can go egg it or something like that. Anyway, our usual butcher, I'd already passed him. So I was in a shopping village and I figured I'd just go test my luck on another butcher. Go in, put my order in for the lamb, the beef, and the chicken. Several kilos of each. So it was quite a hefty order. Only to realise I had left my wallet at home. Well, what are we going to do now? We looked at each other awkwardly, and I'm like, "Hey, listen, how about we barter a little bit?" I actually have a beautiful handcrafted knife I did myself. If you like it, we can do an exchange. You give me the meat, I give you the knife. The guy looked at me, of course, like I was crazy. But, butchers like knives too. Let's put it that way. You can't tell me that part of the appeal of being a butcher, isn't the satisfaction of cutting a gigantic slab of steak and then slapping it on a counter. It makes you feel like a dick's made out of concrete. So, go and I grab the knife, show it to the bloke. He looks at it, mucks around with it a little bit, does a couple of test cuts, and he goes, "Mate, you got a deal." Alright, I'm like, wow, that's a pretty good endorsement of my skill. So I figured I'd roll the dice and say, if you ever need a knife, this is my number, give me a buzz, and we'll discuss it. I go home and I've forgotten about this. 2 weeks later, I get a call, and it's a Japanese fellow, and very, very strong accent. I'm not trying to be racist or anything, so I'm just going to tell you what I understood. "Hi there, are you the knife guy?" I go, "Yeah, I'm the knife guy, but how did you get my number?" He goes, "The butcher gave me the number. I'm opening up a sushi restaurant next door." So fair enough, he asks me to make him a sashimi blade. I've never made a sashimi blade before. The entire process is mind-boggling to me. It's a single-edged blade and the handle is hidden tang, which means it's not like a timber and metal sandwich where you get two pieces of timber, slap them together, drill holes through them, rivet them in, hammer them out, epoxy them, good luck, I prefer that kind of handle, mind you. Okay, I find it a lot more sturdy. But a hidden tang is when you've literally shaped the knife so it has a long tail. Then it edges out like a shelf, and then you have the shape of your blade. And then that long tail gets literally buried into an entire timber handle, so no metal is showing on the sides. It looks quite elegant. So, I accept the job for however much money we agreed on. I feel like I undercharged him way too much, because the guy agreed almost instantaneously on the price that I asked for. Off I go, trying to learn how to make a proper Japanese style blade. Now, there's a type of high speed steel that is used to chop through hardened steel material. Sure enough, I talked to my uncle, and they have a mechanics workshop that they use this slow, extremely slow, high speed steel to grind down metal to nothing, slice through anything. And I asked him if there's any leftover blades from this. Sure enough, there was a broken blade. I took it back to my house, start shaping it, and I come to realize that this is insane steel. Like it'll cut you if you look at it wrong. It was insanely sharp. I've never made anything this sharp before in my life. Screw the paper test. This could split hairs in half. So I end up shaping it, and now the question of how the hell do I create a hidden tang knife? Alright, sure enough, Uncle YouTube comes to my rescue. I start looking at different videos and I find out that there's a way that if you heat up a tang, you can burn it into a pre-drilled hole. And then you can cover up any evidence with a bolster, which is a piece of brass or copper or whatsoever that is shaped to the same dimensions as the shelf. So it locks in nicely. So as I'm trying to, I try my luck, drill the holes, heat it up, start burning it through. Sure enough, I slip and I slice my finger. I am not lying to you when I say that sometimes something is so sharp you don't feel it cut you. It sliced me directly on the crease of my pinky. Just the top crease. First little knuckle segment. I noticed a little bit of blood after the fact. I figured just chuck a band-aid on, don't be a wuss. Sure enough, week goes past, 2 weeks go past, and I'm noticing that something weird's going on in my hand. I'm coming to deadlift or bench press, and it's just sliding out. I can't get a proper grip on anything. My grip strength is just substantially diminished. Alright, go see a doctor. Turns out I'd sliced through my nerve straight to the bone, and I didn't notice. This isn't a bullshit story. I got the evidence. I literally cannot close my fist ever again. I can curve it in, and that way I can close it up like that, give myself a regular fist. But the moment I open and close my hand again, that's it. It's going to be permanent like this. Talk to the doctor about it. I go, well, what can I do? Doctor said there's more risk in performing surgery for such a minor thing than it would be in just doing some rehabilitation for grip strength. So off I went to start training my grip strength, and that is the story of how my pinky came to be Mr. Floppy himself. Anyway, guys, that's story time with Uncle Anth. I hope you enjoyed it.